Welcome back to 4TV, everyone. It's a beautiful Saturday, and you're sitting with your girl, Lula Blue. I am back with another interesting young person, Mr. Rebellious himself, the creator and founder of this brand that I'm wearing and rocking today. Please welcome Mr. Rebellious.
Mr. Rebellious himself.
How are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
I am fantastic. I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad I bought this. It's nice. And you're also wearing your own.
Of course.
Yes. So I want people to get to know Mr. Rebellious. Who is Mr. Rebellious?
Okay, Mr. Rebellious is Lehlohonolo Mabitsi. I grew up in Limpopo, at a town called Mokopane. And from Mokopane I moved to stay in Polokwane with my parents. And I can say from growing up in Polokwane was one of the difficult moments for me to adapt, because I was a village boy coming into a township, and having to adapt. At the village I was used to playing with my bare foot, and then now in the township,
and we love that. I still do it even today. I'm from I still do it when I'm back at home in KZN. I still remove my shoes, walk on land without shoes, and I'm not even thinking about any insects or those things that can actually penetrate my feet. I'm just free, because that's how we grew up. And even other young kids, they also still walk bare naked. It's the Makaya thing to do.
It's the Makaya thing to do. So remember, I'm from a village where now it's always dusty. Your feet would get dusted and everything. So now township, once you're like that, now it becomes something. Now people start to look at you
and judge you.
You. So I think that killed my self-esteem. And from there, it was also my complexion was quite dark. Now I'm growing, and I can see, maybe it's coming, some complexion.
You can use Nivea here and there, Vaseline,
Yeah. So now they also used to mock me because of my the color of the skin. And back then, like, they used to love my yellow bone. In the class, the teacher would love my yellow bone. And for you, be like,
and you guys would feel inferior.
Why a black man? So those nicknames. But now, as I grow, looking back to the childhood, I think it's the one that brought me here, because the name Rebellious came after I was reminiscing of the old days. And the definition of rebellious as being rebellious is when you look the society in the face and say, I know who you want me to be, but I'm going to show you who actually am I. So that's how the rebellious came up.
So you're the one who defined rebellious as that, or you got inspired by someone who defined it that way?
I'm the one who defined it that way. Yeah.
And then underneath you wrote rebellious confidential. The confidential part.
The confidential part. I designed the logo, and then on the confidential part was South Africa. And then I sent it to my sister. Like, hey, check out this logo that I made.
Oh, Rebellious South Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then she was like, no, man, put confidential. Like, oh, okay. And I put confidential. I fell in love with the confidential.
Did she explain what inspired her to actually say confidential?
No, she just told me confidential, and with me designing and putting the confidential, I saw it fitting.
Okay.
So the questioning part, I was
you didn't
excited.
Think about it that deep. Okay. So what came first? Was it the supplier who could supply you with the merchandise, and then you have to put a logo on it, or was it the business idea, then you had to go looking for the supplier?
Okay. So what happened was, a friend of mine had a clothing brand. So I got inspired by him because he had a clothing brand, and he had this brand going on, of which I really loved the brand, And as much as I loved the brand, it was also difficult for me to, because it's my friend's brand. I can't just take the ownership and
True.
yeah. So that's when I also decided on having my own brand. And then he plugged me on how to start, what to do. So the first thing that I had to do was to find a supplier, and then from supplier to find someone who's gonna print for me, of which is what I did from the information he gave me. And then he plugged me with where he got his things, the supply that he was using that time, and yeah.
That's how it started.
That's how it started.
It's a beautiful story. I like how it started because it starts from a friendship, having a friend who has a business idea and that's working, that you're in love with, and you don't only remain an ally or remain like a supporter of the business. You go on to actually say, I want to have something like that. I also want to have a source of income from that. And then you came up with your own idea. So in this part, I think what we can take home as the viewers, that the friends we have in our cycles should be people that should be inspiring us to be better, to do better, to want to be better. They should be inspiring us, to want to have businesses like yours, to be rebellious in a good way. In a good way. In a good way. Yes. Good way. And I actually like the fact that you pushed back. You pushed back when society was telling you that being black is not beautiful, we want a yellow bone. You pushed back from that, and your brand carries a lot of connotations that, when decoded, have so much deeper meaning to it, and that can shape the next person's life. I like that. I'm curious. I want to know, what was the reason you guys moved from the Makayas to Polokwane?
I'm the only one who moved. So when I moved from Mokopane to Polokwane, I was staying with my grandmother. She was the one taking care of me because my mom was working with my dad in Polokwane.
Okay.
So when I moved, I moved because I don't know why I moved actually.
What grade were you in?
I was in grade 3. Yeah, I was in grade 3. 2009, I think. Yeah, 2009.
You were still young then.
Yeah, I was still young.
But you were paying attention to details. At that age, you were in grade 3. That means when you moved, you went to grade 4.
No, I went to grade 3.
You were finishing grade 2,
yeah,
and then going to grade 3. So by the time you're already going to grade 3, you are seeing around you that people already don't really like the skin color. People already have this connotations and comments over you, and you're still so young. These are the things that happen to us when we were in primary school, when we are young.
We go through them things. We are going through.
Yeah, ne? So you wouldn't want, if an idea of a reunion with your primary schoolmates was to pop up, would you attend?
Yeah, most definitely I would attend. I mean, as much as I feel like there is still the potential and whatever that I had, I also feel like reflecting and being where I am right now, I think it was an experience that was meant to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it shaped you to be who you are right now. It helped make the choices. Not that it was necessary, because I'm not saying be cruel to the next person so that they can have an experience and say, this experience is the reason why I am successful today, the reason why I made a brand called Rebellious. No, but how we like the fact that you see the good and the bad. I was thinking initially, before asking you the question of why you guys moved, I was thinking to myself, maybe you guys, and then someone had an accident, and road accident fund was just like, here, now I'm a millionaire out of the blue, and na popa, na hamba.
No, that's actually not the case.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have siblings. Probably around 10 in the family. Yeah.
So, have you ever had any business ideas before Rebellious?
Yeah, I've been. So, here's a funny story. So, the first T-shirt that I made, the money that I used, I stole a camera from my home. I was growing up. most of the primary and childhood friends, they know me as a photographer. So I was a photographer, but then I used to steal the camera at home. So my friends knew that, thought that at home they bought me a camera. But deep down I knew that I stole this camera. At home they don't know that
the camera is here. If it get lost, I better get lost too.
Yeah. So I used the first money that I made, the t-shirt, was from the camera business. And then before that, I remember I used to sell sweets in primary, in my grade 7. So the teachers had like tech shop. So now what they used to do, they would have representatives in the class who would sell for people in the class. So I was one of those people who was selling the sweets, and then sometimes I would even chow them out.
You've always had enough for money, so
sometimes I would chow them out, but not intentionally so.
Yeah, true.
Because sometimes I get at the people, they rob you.
Yeah, true.
They steal the sweets, and then now you make the money is short. So yeah, it was quite a nice experience. And
so since primary, you've always been business minded. You've always been like, I want to have a business that's gonna last me for a long time.
It's actually now that I realize it. But back then, like I didn't.
It was just for fun.
For me, it was just for fun.
And
just
you didn't
vibes.
know that all those business like skills that you're picking up, from actually being within the business setting, were actually going to bring you back all the way to Rebellious.
Yeah.
So when did you first launch Rebellious?
So the idea came in 2017. So remember I said my friend had a brand. So at first also the brand was not Rebellious.
It was
Root Boys.
Root Boys.
Yeah, it was Root Boys. So I grew up. So after relocating to Polokwane, the environment was toxic. Let me say toxic. Yeah, toxic. Because we'd go in groups. There was Home of Justice, Burial 13. So these people would mark people around. They were just troublesome, these people. So the Root Boys came because of that. Because I also said, no, man, I'm also gonna form my group with my boys. We call ourselves Root Boys. We wear our own shirts, and
that
then
are Root Boys.
That are written.
And how many were you in the group?
It was just an idea in my mind. Like there was no group. There was like it was something I was planning.
You
to start
actually
from
wanted. There's something that you wanted.
Yeah.
But you did have friends at that time.
Yeah, I did have friends.
Okay.
So the Root Boys didn't work because now someone asked me, okay, now you're saying Root Boys, but what if a lady is wearing the Root Boys? Like, is it still, it doesn't make sense. And then that's when I had to change, and I had already designed a logo which had RB. Yeah, it had RB. So now I had to come up with a name that had RB in it. So a friend of mine again suggested the name Rebellious. So at that time I didn't even know the definition or what rebellious means, and yeah, just took the name Rebellious. 2018 I changed schools. I went to a different school, and then I left my friend at the previous school. So from there now, arriving to that new school, new environment, new people, meeting new people, I told them, hey guys, because I was always drafting the logo. So people would ask me, what are you doing? Now I'm doing this thing. I'm planning to have a clothing brand. Oh, nice. That's when I took it serious. So I can say 2017, 2018 as the year.
It's the year that you actually came up with the idea. I get what you're saying with the Root Boys thingy, because what came to my mind when you were like, girls then asked, someone asked you, what if a girl wants to buy the hoodie, then it wouldn't make sense if a girl is wearing that. What came to my mind was Playgirl and Playboy. Because I think they thought about that after maybe naming the brand Play something, and then they figured What about the other gender? You know, let's be inclusive. So we have a playgirl and playboy from the same. You understand? I was actually thinking we could have done that. Yeah, true. Also, but then this was also a good idea. I mean, I'm very rebellious and I'm loving it. I actually wanted to know why rebellious. You know, and the story behind it is quite interesting. I like that.
True.
So that was high school.
And
then what are your goals for other merchandise?
So the goal is to plant our own cotton, have our own land where we can plant our own cotton, manufacture it up until it's the whole design, the whole hoodie, sweater, t-shirt, 100% cotton. And that came because looking in our country, if you check, most of the things are imported. So now we don't have goods that we can export. So one of the goals also is like to be the number one supplier of cotton worldwide.
Yo, that's a big dream. I can see how big it is. Are you aware of the Wits entrepreneurship competition?
Yeah, I'm aware of it, just that I haven't had the chance to enter or participate in.
And actually, it's not only a Wits entrepreneurship competition. It runs through 26 universities within South Africa. So either you're at UKZN, UCT, UP, UFRS, all the universities, you name them. Wherever you are, as long as it's a university, then you have a chance to apply for that. Because I'm actually thinking it's a great idea what you guys have, and if you pitch it, you know, it has potential to win, you know. So let's encourage all the young people. The applications are still open. They are only closing on the late April. Let me just say that they're only closing mid to late April. I'll confirm that for you and then put it in the description, the information, so that you guys know that if you have a business idea, either you're at Wits, you are wherever, or you are at any other university in South Africa, then you can apply for that opportunity and you might be the winner, because they have different categories also within the application itself. Then if you have an already existing business and you want to further it, and also one of the questions I think I saw there, when I was snooping around, is is what makes your brand stand away from the rest?
Okay, so
stand out.
What makes Rebellious Clothing stand out is that we provide. We believe that our customers or consumers need to be part of the brand. So what we do, we have the membership, Rebellious membership, where our customers, they sign up for the membership. Signing up for the membership is free. So with that membership and having the membership, you have access to free deliveries. You have access to birthday packages. Maybe you're celebrating your birthday, your boyfriend or girlfriend is celebrating your birthday. Can just, if you have the membership, you can just notify us, and then we can organize a package for you to actually be able to give to the person or yourself. So
So those come with different prices compared to just ordering without the membership.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because without the membership, you pay things like delivery fee. Yeah.
Do you guys have like an app where people order, or how do people place their orders? Because maybe right now there's someone who is somewhere in South Africa. Since the business is small, let's not think outside of South Africa. Maybe somewhere in South Africa, and they want to order, and that somewhere is not even in Gauteng. How do people reach you guys? And how can they trust that when they pay you, they're going to have their thingy delivered?
Okay.
Because there are scammers out there. We can't deny that. These people be scamming us left, right, and center. Because they say you have to pay the money first, then I make the delivery, or pay half the money, and the next thing the person is not talking to you. But I want to support your brand. At the same time, I want to be warm because winter is approaching, and then you just critique me, or you just nowhere to be found. So how do you guys walk around that?
I think there's also a difference, because one thing, a scammer and a person who's actually building, they're different. So obviously for me, I wouldn't want my customers to experience something that is like that. So I will make sure that they get what they ordered.
But the thing is, you will make sure they get what they ordered. But your customer doesn't know you and doesn't know that you will make sure that they get what they ordered. How do you bridge that gap?
So we have verified on Google, and then that is one of the factors that we use, and then also by showing the feedback from the customers who have actually bought and how they got their merchandise and the process. So yeah, that's how we actually build in this whole.
Okay, so what social media apps can people use? Because I asked about the application, whether you guys have an application where people can place orders. How can people place orders?
So at this moment, you can place orders using our WhatsApp number, and then our social media accounts, Instagram or Facebook, and then we're planning to go online, e-commerce, hopefully before the end of the year. And then also we'll be having sales representatives from different parts of the provinces, Limpopo, Western Cape, KwaZulu-Natal. I feel like this will also help the customers to trust the brand, because now they know the face, or they know someone who's
they're in contact with.
Yeah.
It's more like your Avon people that you give. They don't have a specific shop in most places, so there is always someone who's the face of Avon at that time, whom you guys place orders to, and that person is the one who places orders to whatever place that she's placing the orders to, or he, and then when the things get delivered, that's your distribution point, that person. I get the fact that you have this vision that is foreseeable for your business. I just want to know how many people do you work with?
The number of people working with, we are more than 5.
You're more than 5.
Yeah, because we have a whole different people. So we have someone who's advertising the brand. Okay, more like an influencer. We have influencers, and there's administrator running the social media accounts. There's me doing the technical work of the business, and we also have people that we sponsor. So that's how we actually do our marketing. So we sponsor local artists, local creatives, upcoming creatives who want to be out there. So, because what I also realized is that you're a performer, you stress about being on stage, you're still gonna stress about the outfit that you're gonna wear. So what we're doing is we sponsor them with the merchandise, so that they don't have to stress about what outfit am I going to wear.
And also that actually is very good advertising, because when we see your example Nasty C wearing it, we want it.
True.
We want it. Then we come flooding. We want to know, like, who's making that? I want that. And it's usually the most exciting thing about it is getting it from the actual person that artist got it from.
True.
Do they get to speak about the merch when they're performing?
No, they don't get to speak about the merch, because we make the announcement on social media that right now we're sponsoring this person. Right now we're sponsoring this person. Right now we're sponsoring this person.
So who are some of the artists that you guys have sponsored?
So we have Kid Lyric. We have our very own Rebellious Brothers. So again, Rebellious is also diverse, in terms of we are also in the music industry. So remember I told you about the cotton
plantation. Yeah.
So now what's going on is that we want to be involved in the music industry, the film industry, the printing industry, the supply of cotton industry. So we'll be having our own record label, whereby Rebellious Records and Rebellious. So right now we have two people under the thing, which are Rebellious Brothers. So yeah.
That's quite interesting. You guys want to create like a whole company at the same time with diverse subcategories or sub-faculties in it, right?
True.
That's quite interesting. So how do people get to apply? How are you guys going to find the people that are in different provinces? Are they going to be an application system, and you guys verify those people? And how is that going to work?
So with the application is for the sales reps. So what happens is they apply, and then after applying, we don't reject any applications. In fact, we are taking all the applications, and then what we do, we give them a 90 days test. So under that 90 days test, we'll be seeing how the person work, whether they are committed or not, and for you to get over that test, you also need to sell 25 products. So once you sell the 25 products, you go to the next stage, where now we start trusting you with our own merch. We can give you a certain number of items, which you store them at your location, and then through that you also get paid for storage. So now you're getting double the payment of selling.
Yeah, from the sales and for storage as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds interesting. So people should be on the lookout on your socials for the applications and the announcement for the applications coming up. And also, people should be also supporting in through the best way possible, because I get you guys have the film, you guys have the match, you guys have the music. So definitely sure if you're not into music, I'm sure you're into film. If you're not into film, you're into the match. Be into something, you guys. Support our young entrepreneur here who's trying to make it. So also maybe just before we wrap up, I just want to know, what are you studying? Where do you get the time? How do you make it all balance?
I'm studying adverts, film and television, and the balance. It's quite difficult to balance the two, because I'm not only focused on the Rebellious and school. There are other things that I'm doing for myself, like the Marcelo show. Also planning on diving and going into the studio, except some rap singer.
You also part of the Rebellious guys in terms of producing music.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm also part of them. So yeah.
So you also will be releasing music?
Yeah, I'm planning to be
Spotify,
to be releasing.
YouTube.
So the challenge now is having the streams. With the streams, because you can have 1 million streams, but then you get 50,000. There's a problem. So now trying to find a solution where now I can, because in the back in the olden days they used to sell CDs to make money, because that money goes straight into the artist's pocket, rather than with streams. I can play Nasty C the whole day and chow the whole data for the whole day, but that actual data is going to YouTube. That money is going, that huge amount of money is going to the YouTube, and then the artist only get like 10% or something like that. So what we're trying to do is to drift away from that and form our own way in which we can sell our music out there, because already we have a network of people with regards to the clothing brand. So we can also find a way to get the music out there.
Do you guys throw parties?
Yeah, we throw events. We host events, and we host and there's an annual event that we host. Just last year we didn't host it, called the social market. So what happens at the social market, we have different DJs coming, different businesses coming, and just having everything all at once.
When does it take place?
Mostly in December.
In December.
In December, yeah. And then it takes place in Butlokwa.
Where's that?
In Limpopo. So, but the plan is to diverge into like many in different provinces. So right now, since we have we had a large sum of network, that's why we took it there. For now.
And you're planning to go. Okay, fine. People from Botlokwa, this is an event I'm sure you guys are aware of. If you're not aware of, now you are aware of it. Share with your friends from there so that they know that December, you guys will be there. This has been quite interesting. I loved having you here. You're so into so many things. I love it when a young person isn't only focusing on their energy on one thing. You're for taking this time to build yourself and to see what works or what doesn't, and set up like a great and strong foundation for yourself and for your future. Would you want to have children one day?
Oh, I want many of them.
Many of them?
Many of them.
How many? I mean, you already have 9 siblings, if I'm not mistaken, or 10?
Yeah, 9, 10.
So you were inspired?
I'm inspired.
You want to have a lot of children?
We can even have more than 10.
So we're building a legacy here.
We're building a legacy.
Yes, let's build this legacy together, South Africa. Thank you so much. Till next Saturday. Bye.